Taylor Lee, Agnes Scott College. Gabrielle Loyola, St. Edward's University. Toshiki Matsuye, University of Illinois. Catherine Phillips, Florida State University. Lamar Remy, University of Wisconsin. Jacaraj Ringsang, Ohio Wesleyan University. Daniela Saldriaga, Nichols College. Not present. Regina Sanchez, Penn State Altona. Vanessa Sanchez, State College of Florida. Luke Smith, Trinity College. Christine Schneider, University of Louisville. Elizabeth Sunderland, George Mason University. Hirona Suzuki, University of Massachusetts, Amherst. Juaria Hussan, Long Island University, Brooklyn. Chizay Tomita, State University of New York, Purchase. Taimu Tomita, State University of New York, Purchase. Ilya Vikulin, State College of Florida. Okay. Mungyen Yang, University of California, Irvine. Karen Safiros, Wichita State University. And the last one for tennis, Daniel Saunders, Trinity University in Texas.
Round of applause for all of our tennis players. It's my pleasure to introduce Chris Wenke, head of our football program. Chris.
Thanks, Rich. Morning, everybody. First guy, Carl Brandel, Towson. Jacob Beschel, Ohio State University. Matthew Boateng, University of Kansas. Shane Dixon, Youngstown State. Donnie Foster, Syracuse. Casey Gunderson, Bryant University. Robbie Liebel, Penn State University. Gage Howard, Marymount College. Patrick Minuti, Marshall. JP Panagos, Nichols College.
It's a pleasure for me today to introduce our keynote speaker. Dan Simons joined us as our baseball director back in November, and couldn't ask for a more quality guy, more quality leader. Dan brings with him great experience both as a player and as a coach, both at the collegiate and professional levels. Most importantly, he knows how to develop student athletes, develop young men, whether it's going to a high academic school, a great Division I baseball program, professionals, wherever. He has all those experiences. And most importantly, he's shown himself to be a great leader and to really care about our student athletes in every aspect of their lives. So please help me welcome Dan Simons, our baseball director.
Here, so everybody hear me okay? All right, I'm going to kind of lean over so my notes don't blow away. First of all, thank you. I want to thank Headmaster Rich Odell and AD Greg Phillips for giving me the opportunity to speak to you today. I want to congratulate you all for your commitments to your respective universities. You have obviously all had tremendous high school careers and should be proud of your accomplishments. I felt the best way to approach speaking to you today was to provide you information that will assist you in the transition from high school to the collegiate level. I think the more information you have and you know just what to expect, the more prepared you will be and the more success you will have. One of the biggest adjustments and probably the most important thing that I can share with you today is effectively managing your time. You are not going to be the average student athlete at the university you'll be attending. A tremendous amount of time is going to be asked of you. Practice, games, team meetings, hosting recruits, study tables, classes, study group meetings, community service, strength and conditioning, and certainly travel. So as you can see, a lot of your time is going to be spoken for. I used to tell recruits and players all the time that there are three main components to your collegiate experience as a student athlete. There's the academics, the athletics, and the social life part of it. Academics are going to probably take about 55% to 60% of your time. And I know you don't want to really hear that, but that is the truth. And the goal is not to simply just be eligible. You should aspire and dream to play at the highest level that you possibly can, and that's at the professional level in all your respective sports, whether that's Major League Baseball, Major League Lacrosse, the Olympics, the PGA Tour, the WPGA Tour, the NBA, the NFL, MLS, ATP, WTA. I got them all, right? I got every one of them. All right. You got to realize, though, the percentages aren't in your favor. And it's very important that you understand that very few have the opportunity to make playing a sport their livelihood. And it's essential that you have a strong, stable backup plan in place, and that's going to be formed in the form of a college degree. Utilize all the academic resources that are going to be afforded to you as student athletes, your tutors, your counselors, professors' office hours, study table hours, priority registration, and teammates that have had success, in the respective program that can help you along the way. Always designate the proper amount of time to studying. The sacrifice, the discipline, the dedication and focus that you show towards your academics becomes a lifestyle. And it's amazing to see how that success in the classroom translates to success on the field. And I used to see it year after year. Get off to a good start. I can't stress that enough. Many of you are going to have a huge advantage over your fellow freshman teammates next fall, as your freshman year will not be your first time away from home. That first year is such a transition phase, and a lot of kids struggle just the fact that they're away from home. Here at IMG, you've developed that academic, that athletic discipline and commitment. You'll have a very good foundation on how to properly manage your time. Make sure you get to class. You're going to miss a lot of classes because of travel and games. Sit in the first 3 rows of class. And I know that seems basic, but it's very important that you engage and interact in class discussions. Develop relationship with your professors, because there's a chance you may need them at the end of the semester, and that shouldn't be the first time they see you if you're seeking help. So make sure you do that. Have a plan regarding a potential major, and gear your schedule towards areas that you could potentially pursue. Just make sure you take a lot of pride in your academic success. The next component is athletics, and that's probably 35 to 40%, and certainly the part that you're most passionate about. Make sure you arrive in top physical condition when you enter at the end of August this upcoming year. I can't stress that enough. You're going to want to take the month of June to kind of catch your breath and enjoy spending time with your family and friends. But in July and August, you need to start getting after it and really start preparing yourself. You want to make a statement to your coaching staff that you're not just happy being there, but you're there to win a job. A lot of new things are going to be thrown at you, and at times you're going to feel like you never played the game before. You're going to be overwhelmed. It's very common. It's still the sport you play, whether it's tennis, baseball, lacrosse, football. There's different ways to do practice. There's different ways to do drills and train. It's important that you slow the game down, listen, trust your training here at IMG, and let your instincts take over. Things that I think can help you and that I used to love to see in our freshmen: play the game hard and focused. Listen to your current coaches. You've had certain philosophies here while you've been at IMG, but ultimately your new coaches are the ones that make out the lineup. So you got to make sure you listen to them, apply what you're being taught. Have presence and demeanor, confident body language, no sideshow stuff where, throwing equipment or just things like that portrays a negative attitude. You want to make sure you have a great attitude and show that you can handle adversity. Again, you've been trained in this discipline. You trust your mental training. It's going to be a huge edge over your competition. And the higher you go in your games, whatever they may be, the more adversity you're going to face. Those that prepare for it and realize it's inevitable are usually the ones that excel. Do more than just is required. Best players are the ones that are working when there's no coaches around. They truly put the extra time in to be the best players they can be. Be on time. You've heard that from your coaches here, and on time means 15 minutes early. Mentally and physically tough. You know the difference between being hurt and being injured. Sometimes you got to play hurt. Sometimes you're not going to be able to play when you're injured. For those of you that are playing team sports, very, very important to be prepared to play different positions. You may have been a quarterback here at IMG, and now all of a sudden the school you're going to has 2 quarterbacks in front of you. You're a good athlete. You got to be able to play wide receiver. Or the important thing is that the more positions that you play, the better chance you're getting on the field. Compete, 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 and compete in everything you do, whether it's lifting, conditioning, practice, whatever. Coaches love to see people that love to compete. And then finally, socially, the social life is about 5 to 10% of your collegiate experience, and it's an important part. Make sure you keep it in its proper place. You're not going to be able to balance all 3, I can promise you that, and something's going to suffer. You don't want your academics, you don't want your athletics to be compromised. You don't want to jeopardize all your hard work, all the training that you've done here, or your reputation over stupid decisions that you make. And I can promise you, I know you only have 5 or 6 weeks left, but your colleges are watching, so you want to make sure that you don't have a black mark, that you're always doing the right things to send that right message. You're going to have a lot of potential distractions, and you're not going to have the structure in place to monitor you. So you have a lot of freedom to act on those distractions. Be smart, and also be a leader in helping your teammates with those decisions as well. Hopefully I've helped you in some small fashion in getting ready for the next step. I want to wish you all the best of luck with all your future academic and sport endeavors. Thank you very much. Now I'd like to announce baseball signees or commitments. First, Scott Bellina, New York Tech. Lucas Bonfield, Arkansas. Stephen Huber, Belmont Abbey College. Taylor Lane, University of Florida. Marshall Smith, San Diego State University. Ryan Vukovic, Northwestern University. Chase Arnold, LaSalle University. Bobby Tarnapol, Linfield College. Kyle Norman, University of San Francisco. Eddie Vicenanza, Palm Beach Atlantic University. Jordan Pendleton, St. Louis University. T.J. Galenti, St. Mary's College. Chris Clayton, College of Charleston. Andrew Delacqua, Arizona State University. Ethan Magaziner, Indiana University. Arturo Oropeza Reyes, Gordon College.
And now from the soccer department, Scott Dean and Bobby Johnson.
On behalf of the girls soccer program, just want to congratulate all the seniors and their families on a great accomplishment, and good luck to you in your future endeavors. One last note, the group of seniors we're about to recognize, these young ladies have not lost a game the entire year in league or tournament play, so we're very proud of how they've represented IMG this year. Starting off, Hannah Babchak, Drexel University. Chatham DeProspero, Louisville University. Charlotte Herbert, New York University. Loriana Lonengro, University of Akron Zips. Marissa Milazzo, University of South Florida. Miranda Proctor, Rice University. Morgan Salmon, Georgia College and State University. Anna Lindberg, North Carolina State University. Bonnie Bell Skinner, Quinnipiac University. Anastasia Swift, Georgia State University. Jacqueline Barbara Santa Inez Simeon, Williams College. Daniela Tejas, University of Akron. Pam Villavicencio, University of North Florida. Sarah Wasser, University of North Florida. And two that couldn't be with us today, Jacqueline Natchik, James Madison University, and Michaela Krebsler, University of Louisiana Monroe. Thank you.
Once again, just a quick congratulations to the success of all the student athletes that we have here today, and best of luck. From the boys soccer program, Santiago Ardila, George Washington University. Roberto Anderson, St. Edward's University. Patricio Arana, Catholic University of America. Clement Beneduce, University of Massachusetts. Jarrett Wasaka, Rollins College. Daniel Chacon, St. Louis University. Everardo Calar, Long Island University. Mashil Ekboldasadun, University of Nottingham. Bobby Gabrielson, Taylor University. Anthony Galvano, Sacred Heart University. Rodrigo Hernandez, Swarthmore College. Carlos Hurtado, University of Memphis. Kai Johnson, Nova Southeastern University. Shu Kitamura, Knox College. Jose Mata, University of Rhode Island. Igor Oliveira, Lincoln Memorial University. Sergio Pirelli, Stetson University. Stephen Anthony Ravizoli, Ohio State University. Tommy Shang, Eckerd College. Zachary Sketson, American University. And Gustavo Velez, Gardner-Webb University.
As part of this morning's event, it's our pleasure to also recognize achievement in academics. And so academic awards will go to juniors, and we'll start with Mark Rydell with the presentation for Harvard University. Mark?
That doesn't matter. It's my esteemed pleasure today to present the Harvard Book Award. The Harvard Book Award is given each year to one of our most outstanding students and recognizes superior performance and character both inside and outside the classroom. The student who receives this award must have impeccable grades across all subjects and demonstrate true scholarly potential. The young man who is about to receive this award has some pretty big shoes to fill, since two of his older siblings have matriculated to both Harvard and Yale. I hope that this award brings Harvard to the forefront of his undergraduate aspirations and signifies the first step towards becoming part of the Harvard community. This year's Harvard Book Award recipient in absentia is Seya Liu.
And I'd like to invite George Prince to present the Yale Book Award.
on? Got the Yale Book of Quotations here, which I probably should have read before I started talking. But I want to give the award today to Zachary Zimmerman. He's a student that showed academic curiosity and a high level of integrity. And someday I hope you get to do a road trip to Yale. So, Zachary? Thank you very much. There you go. I should have read this. Probably some good stuff in there. I'll try my best.
And to present the Dartmouth Book Award, Bill Wellstead, alumni, and also the place kicker from some year.
First of all, I'd like to say it's a real privilege to be here. Every time I step on this campus, I am energized by the amazing people that are here. They're students, faculty, and coaches. They're all working very hard, getting better at something that's really worthwhile. And believe me, it's really thrilling to be associated with people like that. I just wanted to point out to you, this is the first time we have given a book award from Dartmouth at IMG. I wanted to be sure you knew a little bit about Dartmouth before I do this, because we are the best school in the Ivy League. And I can prove it to you. Even though we're the smallest by number, we're 4,200 students, evenly split by gender. We have representatives from over 30 other countries, not quite as many as IMG with their 40 different countries, but we do reasonably well, and over 30% of our students are people of color. We notice that the faculty of many universities kind of lose interest in teaching their undergraduate students. But Dartmouth is #1 in the country by U.S. News and World Report for 5 years in a row for the quality of its undergraduate teaching. Our professors really teach. You do not get students trying to give you a lecture when they don't know anywhere near as much as our professors know. Our campus is located on the banks of the Connecticut River in Hanover, New Hampshire. It's on the border with Vermont. You will not find a prettier college campus anywhere in this country. We have a year-round flexible calendar of 4 10-week periods, at least one of which can be given and taken at any number of foreign study opportunities. We have the largest selection of foreign study opportunities anywhere in the Ivy League. We also have the largest percentage of students doing this. 2/3 of them are taking a term somewhere outside the country. We have 34 intercollegiate teams, evenly split between men's and women. We find, interestingly enough, even though we win several Ivy championships, by the way, we beat Harvard in baseball yesterday on a doubleheader, our student athletes graduate at a better rate than their classmates. We are #1 in the country in the percentage of student athletes who graduate on time. Likewise, we're #1 in the Ivy League in the percentage of our athletic teams that have acceptable academic progress each year. We are also the only school in the Ivy League that has a peak performance initiative, which continues the outstanding record that you have here, both academic, athletic, and personal growth. So you begin to understand that Dartmouth is better than those other schools. Over 80% of our students are involved in one of many club sports or intramurals. on campus. So you can play another sport outside of your chosen sport. We also have the best student fitness center of any school in the Ivy League. We are need blind when it comes to financially being able to attend Dartmouth. Over half of our students are getting financial aid, and if you can get admitted, you can go to Dartmouth financially. Likewise, Dartmouth is #1 in the Ivies in helping students prepare for a career after college. We are 3rd in the nation in the percentage of graduates with intern experience before they graduate. Obviously, Dartmouth produces leaders. In fact, our mission statement says to educate the most promising students and prepare them for a lifetime of responsible leadership. As an athlete at Dartmouth, you will get specific leadership training. If this is our mission, then it makes sense for us to start with the best leaders we can find. And we take great pleasure in recognizing one of the leaders here at your school, and Francesco Martini. Our book is The Places You Go by Dr. Seuss. And it explains exactly what Francesco and all of you will face in your future. The difficulties you will overcome to achieve the goals you set. But Dr. Seuss is also Ted Giesel, Dartmouth, class of 1925.
That paid political announcement was brought to you by Dartmouth University. Next year, we'll give Harvard equal time. Right now, it's my pleasure to introduce a member of our advancement staff, Ashley Lambert, to introduce our alumni guest speaker. Ashley?
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. My name is Ashley Lambert, and I'm the Alumni Director here at IMG Academy. Over the last year and a half, I've had the pleasure of getting to know so many of our former student athletes. Everyone has been so unique, coming from different backgrounds, participating in different sports, and dealing with different challenges and opportunities. Although I did not know many of our student athletes during their time here at IMG Academy, I've been fortunate to experience their lives as collegiate student athletes, working professionals, spouses, and even parents. One of the more rewarding relationships I've developed is with soccer alumna Kat Librant. Kat participated in our soccer program from 2006 to 2010. She earned her way to play for the University of South Florida Bulls as a collegiate athlete and graduated this past December. Today, Kat is founder of Immeasurably More, a not-for-profit dedicated to helping children in need. Kat is a great ambassador for IMG Academy, but above all, she's a quality and inspiring human being. I'm excited to introduce Kat as your alumni guest speaker for today. Please welcome Kat.
A great philosopher and YouTube sensation once said, "Give the world a reason to dance." Okay, so that may just have been a child and his older brother-in-law recording a pep talk, but it could be some of the most valuable advice you'll ever receive. When I was invited to speak here today, I was asked to answer a seemingly easy question. What advice can you share with our student athletes that addresses life after IMG Academy? So for the next few minutes, I'll offer you some advice I have acquired over the years while I wasn't watching Kid President. 1, be bold. I believe courage is one of the most lethal weapons that a human can possess. Unfortunately, I also believe it to be one of the most untouched. The power of courage is immeasurable. It is small acts of courage that can truly change the trajectory of the future. 2, find the positive in every situation. No matter what situation you find yourself in, always look for a silver lining. From personal experience, I can tell you that this is not always going to be an easy task. There were times when the good in something is nowhere to be found, but trust me, it's always there. During my junior year of college, while playing soccer at the University of South Florida, I learned how to find the positive. During a 2-week period, I was told there was a small aneurysm in my brain, and I was diagnosed with myasthenia gravis. It's a rare neuromuscular autoimmune disease that left my muscles so weak, I experienced a temporary paralysis every time I tried to play soccer, which was my passion. When you go through something like that, negativity is abundant, and positives are few and far between. It was during that time that I learned how toxic and contagious negatives could be. However, if it weren't for those medical diagnoses, I would not be the woman I am, and I probably wouldn't be here today. So, boom, positive. 3, value your impact. Many of you just signed your NLIs or have a verbal commitment to an intercollegiate athletic program across the country, and for that, I applaud you. You should be proud of yourselves, for all that hard work has paid off and brought you to this accomplishment that a very, very small percentage of the world's population can actually say they've done. But as your college years go by, you will realize it's not just the minutes you play that you will remember in the long run. It's what happens off the field that will stay with you forever. It's the relationships you build with those around you. Leave a legacy at your school. Leave one that transcends game stats. Get to know the equipment staff and the cleaning crew. Take every opportunity to pour good into others, because there's no such thing as too much kindness, joy, or love. Don't be the game changer, be the life changer. 4, I ask you to seek progress. Take a look around. Where you're sitting right now is a prime example. 5 years ago, when I graduated from IMG Academy, there were only 4 sports. I remember being 16 and playing my first amateur professional soccer game on the soccer field that used to lay where that amazing dorm across the street stands now. And the area where you're in now was just miles of dried out crops. However, we're still the quote-unquote toughest playground in the world. But what I've witnessed of this academy that leaves me in awe every time I visit is growth. And that's exactly what I ask out of you. Seek growth. 5, take some time these next few years to really find out who you are. What I see too often is someone who only knows their sport and not really themselves. And when that frightful day arrives, when their career comes to an end, they are left with nothing. Lawrence K. Fish once said, "Find life experiences and swallow them whole. Travel. Meet many people. Go down some dead ends and explore some dark alleys. Try everything. Exhaust yourself in the glorious pursuit of life." Know that who you are is also shaped by the company that you keep. Surround yourself with people that push you to be better, not just as a player, but as a person. 2 of my best friends in this entire world I met at IMG. One is Jessica. We played soccer together for 2 years before she graduated, and she became a safe haven for me, a judgment-free zone whose brutal honesty never failed, and caring heart was always evident. The other is John Ryan, a baseball player who, no matter how far away he is, he never leaves my side. He is a huge encouragement to me in every way, but most importantly, my relationship with Christ. He and I are now actually even starting this nonprofit together. IMG Academy has taught me so much about my sport and life, but I can never repay it for giving me those friendships. They helped me make who I am today. Many of you are about to cross the stage to receive your high school diplomas. My hope for you is that in 4 years, when you cross that stage as a college graduate, you can look into the mirror and say that you are successful. Your definition may be different from mine, but for me, that meant that I lived with integrity, that I was honest, compassionate, and courageous. It meant that I never took a sunset for granted, and I always said I love you at the end of a conversation to my mom and actually meant it. It meant that I was passionate, influential, and never hesitated in an opportunity to sacrifice if it helped another. Right now, all of you are in very critical states in your lives. You are on the brink of greatness. So I leave you with this. As you move on to the next chapter in your lives, you're going to experience a new freedom with higher expectations and responsibilities that you never had before. But the most exciting part about it is that you all have the potential to exceed those expectations even more than you yourself can comprehend. Congratulations to the committed class of 2014. Smile and do it often, but don't be afraid to cry because tears are cleansing. Love your strengths, but also embrace your weaknesses. Altogether, they are what make you, you. And when given the option, and you always have the option, choose greatness. Thank you.
For the second year in a row, IMG Academy seniors were introduced to a new school tradition, the second annual Senior Essay Contest. This contest encourages student athletes to voluntarily submit an essay of 500 words or less that answers the following question. Drawing from your own personal experiences, how has IMG Academy paved the way for the next chapter in your life? Last year, we honored Mitchell Gallagher as our inaugural winner, and he is acknowledged just outside of this stadium with a 12x12 brick paver. Today, we want to thank all of our seniors who submitted an essay for this year's contest. The essays were reviewed by a selection committee, and we are excited to announce this year's winner of the 2014 Senior Essay Contest, Nicholas Katz.
It's now a pleasure to introduce Bill Schatz, head of our lacrosse program.
I can still catch. Good morning, everybody. By the way, as a graduate of Yale University, I must respectfully and most humbly disagree with the gentleman from Dartmouth. And I would be most pleased and honored to arrange a lacrosse game between your fine university and mine. Now it's time to recognize some lax bros. Ben Baum, Bard College. Cody Gray, Limestone University. Marc Antoine Pion, Harvard University. Jonathan Thielen Stevenson University. Parker Smith, Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, otherwise known as RPI. And the very first student athlete in our lacrosse program, Nick Katz, University of Virginia.
And now from basketball, Shell Daly and Kenny Knapp.
Okay, we'll start with Kellyanne Caron Goodrow, Vanderbilt University. Camila Tapias, George Washington University. Pooja Ambasta, University of Mobile. Abigail Tinsley, High Point University. And last but not least, Adrienne Caron Goudreau, Vanderbilt University.
On behalf of the entire basketball program, I want to congratulate all you young men and women. Wish you the best in your endeavors. Starting out with Eric Cooper, Jr., will be attending University of Nevada. Next, we will have David Holler attending Hofstra. Congratulations, David. All right, next we have Michael Glenn attending Wheeling Jesuit University. Next, we have Cecil Williams, be attending Moberly College. Okay, we have Pedro Toscano, attending Illinois Tech. Last but not least, we will have Chris McCullough, who will be attending Syracuse University.
And please welcome Tracy Reiser from the golf program.
Okay, we have a great group of senior class of golfers. We are confident they have chosen the next 4 year of their lives wisely, and we congratulate them. Virpat Vasanovich, Jacksonville State University. Alberto Bianco, Yukon. Cooper Callan Wilson, Eckerd College. Remick Carlson, University of Utah. Ian Colliard, Colorado University. Maddie Corley, Daytona State College. Claudio Correa, University of South Florida. Adrian Del Bosque, Carnegie Mellon. Daniel Donley, Saint FX. Vincent DeLystra, Whittier College. Caven Eubank, California Baptist University. Joseph Genova, High Point University. Diana Gonzalez, University of South Florida. Daniel Harmilo, Xavier University. Jesper Kassanen, Seattle University. Saravet Kurd Sinchai, University of Nankai. Ho Young Kim, Middle Tennessee State University. Sue Wei Brian Lynn, Boston College. Konstantin Makarov, Hofstra University. Nagisa Miura, Texas A&M University, Corpus Christi. Jose Montano, Xavier University. Estefania Morales, Quinnipiac University. Vanda Arose, University of Tampa. Skylar Schlesinger, High Point University. Warwick Tang Bam Penn Soontorn, Penn State University. Avery Tribune, Carleton College. Lisa Unterganschnig, Colorado State University. Pedro Junqueira, Old Dominion. Chi Wen Wong, Singapore Military. Joan Zhu, Whittier College. Andrea Dia Rahandini, Savannah College of Art and Design. Sarah L. Bicey, Emery Riddle, Arizona. Jacqueline Bendrick, Furman University. Kaylee Jones, University of South Alabama.
In wrapping up, we want to thank and congratulate everyone here. Everyone here in the stadium has a major part in this day in some way, shape, or form, whether it's parents, friends, classmates, of course, our student athletes themselves, our faculty, our college placement, our coaches, our guys behind the backdrop who are keeping it from blowing over on us. Everyone here has a part, and this day is what we're all about. This is what it's about. It's about getting to that next level, and you guys can really be proud of yourselves. Ask you to join us in congratulating all of our student athletes who are graduating. Just want you guys to remember one thing, and Ashley and Kat are great representatives. You're always going to be a part of the IMG family. It doesn't end in a month when you graduate. You're always here. We've invested a lot of resources to create alumni relations endeavors for you guys. We ask that you stay engaged with us, and we ask that you enjoy the day. We're always grinding, always moving forward, going to that next goal. That's what makes you guys great. But today is a day to enjoy, and you ask you to take a minute, appreciate those around you who help make it possible, and really take a break and enjoy today. Remind our seniors, 1 o'clock at the Blue Tent on East Campus. We'll be meeting to leave for Beach Day. Thank you for coming. Have a great day.